Hey y'all, it's Chris with Rockin Farm. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. If you like cloudy, rainy weather, I kind of do. So it's a beautiful Sunday morning. So we got a lot of work done this weekend. Unfortunately, it was the type of work that just wasn't very conducive for filming. So I'm gonna show you some of what we've been up to this morning, and then we're gonna go take a look at what we were up to yesterday. And just kind of fill you all in on what's been going on the farm. Big thing is, getting ready for livestock. But this morning we had a little family fun. Came out here to the local auction that's close to the house. This auction happens every single month, and it's something that we just kind of enjoy doing together as a family. Sometimes we get lucky and sometimes we don't. Today I feel like we got pretty lucky. Most of y'all know that we're getting ready to get into the pig business. Found this hog feeder at the auction. Got a really smoking deal on it, so even if it doesn't work out all that great, it'll get some use. I can use it as a dog feeder. I can use it as just about anything, so I got a really good price on that. Picked up this big water barrel. I think I'm probably just going to change out the nipples on it for cups, but I'm excited about that. The steal of the day was this here chicken tractor. My attitude is it's well built and I didn't have to build it. So we got a little roost in it, we got a little nesting box in it, and I think this is going to be a really good way for us to just move a few birds across the land. Like I said, I got a steal on it. I'll bet you if I just tried to buy all of those materials, if I went out and I got me a sheet of plywood and some 2x4s and some welding wire and all that kind of stuff, it would probably cost me in materials what I paid for this at the auction, and I didn't have to take the time to build it. It's real well built, it's real sturdy. We had to wrestle it up into the trailer a little bit just because it was awkward, but it rolls real nice. I'm probably going to put some bigger wheels on it. Overall, I'm real happy with it. We had a good day at the auction. So let's head on back to the house and show you what all we did yesterday. Hey y'all, we're back on the farm and I am seeking shelter in the barn here. So most of the stuff I wanted to show y'all is out here in the barn anyhow, but man, there's a little northwesterly wind that's blowing in and it's blowing hard out there. Anywho, got a lot of work done this weekend, and a big part of it was we cleaned out a stall so that we could have a stall for the pigs. That stall had a really cool little outdoor part, and you all saw all that if you watched my last video. If you didn't see my last video, post the link up here. But we wanted to get some more stuff done in the barn to really start getting ready for livestock. So my workshop is still currently in the barn, but we really cleaned some stuff out, and I took 3 stalls that were full of junk and I turned them into one stall that's full of junk, a stall that's ready for pigs, and a stall that is ready for feed. So take a look at this. Got a pretty cool setup over here now. So our pot-bellied pig, who we love, had a bad habit of getting in here and ripping open the feed sacks. So we actually cleared out this stall so that we can lock the gate and then she can't gain access to the feed. So this is now our feed area where I can stock the various types of feed. I'm going to label these barrels as to what they are so that if I have a farm sitter, it's real easy for them to do. I'm probably also going to post feeding charts up above each barrel on the wall here. I think it's just going to make for a real easy, if I've got a farm sitter coming over, or if one of my daughters is here and I say, hey, can you do me a favor and go feed XYZ? They'll just be able to come out and say like, okay, that is hog feed, and they get 4 scoops or whatever the case is, mixed with hog mineral, and I'll label that guinea feed. This is where we'll keep the bulk hog feed and the bulk chicken feed, because that's a chicken feed barrel and that's a scratch barrel. I can stack about 10 stacks of hay here, and I can stack another 10 bales of hay over here. That's my last junk pen. We do need to get that cleaned out though, because I want to have 2 farrowing pens, or maybe a boar pen and a sow pen, something. So we need to get the barn back to being a barn, but I've got no place left to put this stuff, so I'm gonna have to build a shed is the only way that that's gonna work. But I'm really excited about how much feed we can keep in here. That's my junky workshop, because as we were cleaning everything else out, we were just throwing everything in the workshop. This area here is what I consider, I guess it would be my livestock equipment. And my livestock equipment is going to be out on pasture soon. So once this is cleaned up, we could actually use this entire area for hay. So here's the pig pen. And I had 2 bales of hay that the strings were cut on. So rather than trying to move them, we just went ahead and threw a bunch of bedding down in here. I've got to, what remains is I still need to cut that fence, but check this out. It's pretty cool. So we'll come right over here. Open up. Oh, can't get out through this door. I've got a pig. Part of what we also did yesterday was worked our tail ends off to get this done. So that right there, that's the pen that comes outdoor. Again, I showed you that in the last video. So that's the inside of the pen, the barn where we were just at. They can come out into here. This is now completely done. I'm gonna go ahead and run some goat and sheep fencing on the outside of the fence here. And the reason I'm gonna do that is because these gaps are more than small enough and high enough for the feeder piglets that we're gonna be getting that are, you know, 8 to 10 weeks old. They're already weaned, all that good stuff. But when this is a farrowing pen, if mama has piglets, little piglets could probably squeeze under there, and slightly bigger piglets could probably climb through those 6-inch gaps. So I'm just going to run some pig and goat fencing on the outside of it and seal up those gaps. I've got to do something about the gate here. You can see that the gate has a pretty big gap under it too. And that's the gate that's going to go out to the area where they're going to be trained on electric. So the first thing I'm going to do out here is I'm going to run me a 16-foot hog panel, 16-foot hog panel back that way, 16-foot hog panel back to the barn. And they're just going to have that 16 by 16 square that's going to have the electric wire running on the inside of the fence. So this is going to be my area where they get trained to electric. And once they're trained to electric, I'll pull those hog panels, and then I can run electric, you know, all the way out to the creek, along the creek, back to our property line, back across the property line, and back down here. So that once I get trained to electric and they respect that wire, I'll open up this outdoor pen a whole bunch. So what's left out here is to get the outdoor electric wire and hog panel set up. I need to get water in here, and I need to get some feed in here. I've got some pretty good idea for water. I think I'm going to use kind of a semi-permanent setup where I use galvanized pipe and pig nipples. I'll probably stick the galvanized pipe through the runner boards here, so I'll drill holes big enough for the galvanized pipe, and then between elbows and T's it'll be connected all along here to where I've got 4 or 5 nipples, and then somewhere right here in the middle is where I'll put like a hose bib, and then I can just run a hose in here and hook it up and turn it on, and they'll have water all the time with those pig nipple waters. Feed, you know, I can just feed them in regular buckets, and we're going to start working on getting the roof on this area here too, just so that they have an indoor area that's completely dry, wind-free, etc. They have an outside area where they can come and roam around and still stay dry, and then they can actually go out. So in the evening, we'll usher them all back into at least this main area and close up that gate to keep them safe from any predators that wouldn't have any hard of a time hopping a little electric wire. I'm not too worried about predators actually getting inside this pen, just because we've got the dogs, and the dogs do a really good job of running everything off of here. I very rarely, if ever, even find raccoon scat on my property, but I can go just off of my property and find raccoon scat all over the place when we go for walks. So my dogs don't like anything here that doesn't belong here, and they make sure they run it off. So all that to say that we're getting there. You know, I mean, we're the piglets that we're looking at possibly getting, and I say possibly because we're on a waiting list, so there's no guarantee that we're going to get these particular piglets. But piglets that we're possibly going to be getting are 2 to 3 weeks out, probably. If we end up getting lucky and getting in on this particular batch. If not, we may be waiting until spring. Or we may look someplace else, but I would really like to work with Melinda and her family. I like their breeding stock. I like the family. So, if we don't get in on this waiting list, then it just is what it is. I mean, I just put my name on it a week ago. What can I expect? So we'll just see what happens. So we'll either be getting pigs within the month or in about 4 months. But regardless, we're acting and working like we're going to be getting pigs in a month. So I need to get my water situation figured out. I need to get my feed situation figured out. I need to get my hog panels and my hot wire set up. I need to run electric I've got a fuse box right on the back of the barn, so I can put in a designated breaker just for the Energizer that I've got. But what I want to do is run wire inside the rafters, and then put a plug over closer to where I actually want to start running wire, so that I can just run wire straight from the Energizer out and not be running a bunch of electric fence wire inside a conduit and losing all that voltage as it's trying to get out to where I have the fence. We'll work on solar chargers eventually. We're just not there yet, but it's a really busy week because we're trying to do all this stuff to get ready for pigs. And next Saturday, slaughter date for the chickens. It doesn't matter how big they are, because when you push something this close to Christmas, and you're asking somebody to come help you out with it, you do it when they're available, period, end of story. So it doesn't matter how big the chickens are. They're getting slaughtered next weekend. So we'll just see what happens with that. Busy week, a lot of stuff to do, but that's what's going on Rockin Farm this week. And we're just really excited about it. We're really excited about all the changes and how it seems like it's like this with us all the time. Some sort of necessity pushes you to do projects you should have done 2 years ago. This barn has basically been a mess since we moved into it, and the fact that now we absolutely want to get ready for pigs, the barn looks great. It really looks great. So we're putting some money into it. Obviously money's tight, Christmas time, wedding coming up, but we're just doing what we got to do. I'm trying to find all the free stuff on Craigslist and get it all figured out. Sooner we can get all this stuff in here, the better. And we're excited. We're excited. This is a lot of fun, and I can't wait to share it with y'all. So until I see y'all again, this has been Chris with Rockin Farm. I want y'all to be happy and live healthy.